Hello?
Hi, my name's Steven. I'm calling from Homes.
Hi, I can't hear you.
Okay.
Okay, I got one. Hold on. I got to send invites to everybody here.
Okay.
Which I had a feeling I would need to do that, but I didn't see the option earlier, which it probably had to have been there. I mean, they wouldn't be so silly not to do that. Here's another one. Here's another one.
Hi.
Hey!
Figured it out. Just got your email.
Awesome, awesome. So how did you guys figure this out? I'm still sending out some
Figured it out. Just got your email.
Awesome, awesome. I can hear, we're getting our own feedback here. I'm still sending out some
I had to use Google Chrome. Browsers worked. So if they're trying other browsers,
yeah.
might be
Oh, it's definitely Chrome. Yeah.
Yep. I had to use Google Chrome.
Okay, so who do we have? Oh, I just invited Shelbie. Who do we have here? Yeah. Oh, it's definitely Chrome. Yeah. Shelbie and Madison. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so who do we have? So here's Alexandra. Who do we have here? in Madison. Okay. So here's Alexandra. I'm just sending everybody out another invite. And who's the last one? Madison, Shelbie, Alexandra. That's it, right? We're 5. And who's the last one? We're lucky. Okay. Alexandra. That's it, right? We're 5. We're lucky. Okay. All right, ladies, let's see if we can get some more. I think I need to run and get my earbuds. Can you hang on just a sec? I think I need to run and get my earbuds. Can you hang on just a sec? Nobody else, huh?
Nope.
That's okay. Let me see. I was getting some text. Can you hear me okay with my microphone? Can you hear me okay? I can't hear you. Let me see. Can you hear me okay with my microphone? I can't hear you. Is one of your phone numbers 208-339?
That's me.
Okay. Well, you're the 2 people that reached out too. So. Is one of your phone numbers 208-339? Well, what do you guys want to do? Should we wait another minute or should we get going?
Are you guys still getting feedback?
I'm getting a little bit.
Mine's better.
I'm still doing it for some reason.
I'm sorry. Mine's better.
Okay.
Hey, well, tell me where you guys are from.
Shelby, you can go first.
Okay. I'm from Arizona, Mesa, Arizona. Um, yeah, I don't know. Do you want me to keep telling me?
Sure, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, this feedback is driving me crazy.
Oh dear, I'm sorry. How's yours, Madison?
Mine is not horrible. I don't know how to fix that.
Should I'm gonna go out and then come back in and see if it fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm from Pocatello, but I live in Rexburg for school right now. And when I'm off track, I work an after school program in town. And my center is one of the more low income schools. And so a lot of the stuff that we are studying, I have seen, and it's really interesting to read about and try to apply.
That is interesting. There's one of the classes that I'm taking that we have, in fact, was it this class where we could pick out one of the topics to do some research on, and they had poverty in there? Was that this class?
I don't know, because I'm taking another class that is similar to that.
I know, I have 6 classes. I can't keep them all straight. But
I'm sure, yeah.
I'll tell you honestly, Madison, I'll just tell you a little bit about me. My name's Sarah. I live in San Diego, and I'm just old finishing. And this is like a bucket list thing for me to do. But I really
It's not easy.
hey, is that any better, Shelby?
I think it's good now. I think it was because I still had the YouTube page open, and so I was hearing it on there as well as
Yeah.
what was happening. So hopefully that fixed it.
Good. Well, I'm still checking different texts and forms. I mean, it's always tricky that very first time. And I'm not that smart about getting. Well, nobody responded. Getting these things together, and I didn't know how to invite you guys earlier. I really thought I needed to, but I didn't know how to do it till I opened it up and had it started. So I apologize. So that's up at the very top, and the thing, that little there's a kind of little toolbar, and it's not permanent, but when you move your mouse up there, it appears. And then there's a little person with a plus symbol to add people and invite them.
Okay.
I could have invited you guys earlier, but like I say, even just with there, that thing's off. But now I know I can do it earlier next time. Let me check my Gmail account one last time. I think this is us. Okay.
When I was on the YouTube page last, there was someone that had typed a chat. I'll check that real quick.
Oh, please do. Yeah, let's take a minute and see if we can get anybody. It's always hard this first time.
It's not working.
It's always hard this first time. Did you see who it was, Shelby?
It was Alexandra, I think is her name.
I believe I sent her an invite. Should I do it again? See who it was, Shelby?
It was Alexandra. She hasn't answered back yet, so I told her you had sent it to the BYU email.
I sent an invite. Should I do it again? Oh, to her. Well, I think I just to her Gmail. I put it to everybody's Gmail accounts.
Oh, was it? I got mine on my BYU one. And that message, the thing of messages that we had.
So you found another way to get in.
Yeah.
That's just because you're clever. Would you mind asking her? She may not know how to do it, though. Ask her to check her Gmail account also. It might be easier.
Okay. Just a second.
All right. Well. Madison was letting us know, Shelby, when you logged out for a second, that she works when she's off track at a school, a low-income school, and she sees a lot of the things that we're starting to discuss.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Pretty interesting.
I bet.
What do you guys want to do?
Responding, Shelby.
Let me check again and see.
What do you guys want to do?
I don't see it. I have to keep logging out of the YouTube because otherwise it does the feedback.
Yeah. My vote is we just start.
Okay.
What's your title, Madison? What do you do there? Can you turn up your microphone a little bit, Madison?
Maybe. Does that help? Yeah. Okay. So I'm a teacher's aide, and my responsibility is to basically they come in and there's snack and homework time and all that fun stuff. Here.
I know, I finally got.
Hey, Alexandra. Welcome.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Just to help them with their homework, because a lot of their parents are very uneducated themselves, and so try to help them succeed. And it's hard when their parents aren't pushing them home.
It is. We're missing just one more. It's Hailee. Has anyone heard from anybody see her trying to get in?
I haven't.
Okay. Well, it's almost been 25 minutes, I guess. Should we just go ahead and get started a little bit then? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Here, there's a couple of questions, but the one thing she says is that the meeting can go like 45 minutes to an hour. It's pretty open. And the way they have it set up, I'm sure we can be flexible and do what we want, but they suggest to have one person be what's called the organizer to get it together, which is kind of what I did, and I'll post this because it's being recorded. And the next one is to have a discussion leader to help us stay on track. And then the last person is what they call is like a manager, but it sounds kind of like a distiller, where they just get down to the nuggets that we end up with. It says to see all the info is distilled down to the most relevant, important points. And they suggested to have 3 different people do all of it. So we're together for the whole, like half of the semester? Is that what it is?
I could be wrong.
I think so.
I think so. Something like that.
Okay, we might have different groups after week 8. I think I saw that. All right, well, does anyone want to do the questions?
Sure. I can help lead us there.
Okay, you're the only one I'm having a little bit of hard time hearing, Madison.
Okay. Is that any better at all?
Maybe just hold it up.
Can you hear me now?
It's a little hard. Am I the only one having a hard time hearing her? Because I can hear the rest of you. I'm sorry. It must be me, but my volume's totally up. I'm sorry.
I am sorry about that. Okay.
It's good.
So the topic for today was the truth about marriage. And interesting. And so the first question that we have been asked to address is what messages were obvious or subtle that are being communicated by the videos and articles in this material. And as personally as I went through that material, I thought it was interesting how we are taught to love the sinner and not their actions, and how I don't know what the right word is to use, angry the man was against the parenting magazine about that article that was written. I thought it was pretty interesting. And so I thought that we need to start advocating for the family more and to accept them, if that makes any sense. What are your guys' thoughts?
I had looked at some of the comments on that article, and the lady that had commented on the other article that they had quoted in that one, she ended up commenting again saying, I'm glad to see that my comment got so much what's the word, publicity. And she kind of went on to explain that, that was her belief and she was going to stand behind it. I mean, and she kind of explained that she grew up believing like marriage is between a man and a woman, and that she has a nephew that is gay, but she loves him. She just doesn't agree with what he's doing. And so that's what she kind of went on to explain that. And she wanted to be an advocate for, so when her kids grow up, they know they live in a world that they can voice their opinion. So I thought that was really interesting to see her reaction before and how she went on to explain that.
Do you have anything to say?
Well, the question says like what messages are obvious and subtle. I think that a subtle one was that, like, based on that, they had like a photo article Do you know where they had several photos of gay couples and just different situations, and they looked happy. They looked as happy and as content as any what mixed gender, whatever you call them. By what's the word? Not bisexual.
Interracial.
What?
Interracial.
No, just between a man and a woman. What's the term?
Oh, okay.
Heterosexual?
Traditional, whatever. They looked as happy as that, and you know, I hope they are. I mean, I hope everybody has happiness. But yeah, I'm kind of conflicted with this. I live in Southern California, and we stood up so hard and long about Prop 8. I don't know, you guys were like in 5th grade or 4th grade. And my son, who's a little older than you, he's 27, he still talks about that. And he kind of resents that he did that and felt like he went out, stuck his neck out before he really was of age to understand it. But it had so many tentacles of other things that it would touch, and it's touching. It's in the schools. It's changing the sex education curriculum, and if people think it's not a big deal, maybe I'm wrong, but these kindergartners and preschoolers that are going home with a book bag about same-gender parents, it's I don't really like it. I'm sorry, I know it sounds old-fashioned, but I think it's kind of hard on them. And I mean, because ultimately I know that this is the world we live in, and this is going to happen. It's sad to see these children and how it affects them.
Alexandra, do you have anything you want to add?
I just agree with, it's Sarah, right? That because I'm taking the religion class about the family, and it is hard, like, just especially on the children, to have same-sex parents, because I mean, men and women have different roles to help children develop, and if you have the same-sex parents, there's a lot of that they're missing out on. So
That made me,
I'm sorry.
that made me think of the Ryan Anderson book, and how they addressed this issue without using religious background, and how important it is for girls to have a dad and for boys to have a mom, and to see those roles importance outside of the religious aspect.
For what it's worth, because I am older, and in Southern California, we have 4 children. One's 27, he's in New York City, but he's younger than I have 3 daughters. 2 of those girls had friends that were adopted into gay homes, and one was a pretty good friend. And she came over here, and one mom would be kind of the mom to pick her up. I don't know how those kids are doing, and I don't know how they're doing relative to other kids at that age. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, my other daughter, it was a boy who was adopted into a lesbian home, and he was really a nice kid. And I think he kind of hated it. And I think he felt that he had a hat on his entire life that said, I'm going to be a little bit different than everybody else because of my family situation. And my daughter really quite liked him. I just thought he was a nice, you know, kind of, they were friends. I guess I know that, but it's just, it's hard. I appreciate Alexandra's comments about needing a man and a woman, because that is the position that's getting lost in all of this.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of another one of the messages, that video that we had to watch about what people thought, just what they randomly picked people. And I thought it was interesting, but all but one agreed with gay marriage or was okay with it. And everyone's arguments that they were saying that it was okay was like, it's not hurting anyone. And they were going on and on about how, like, we need to be more equal and we're never going to be completely equal. And it's just kind of interesting to see how I kind of feel like it's kind of with the women's rights, but they just keep wanting more and more, and it's kind of never going to be enough. I don't know if that sounds bad, but to me, that's kind of what I feel like a lot of people are feeling like, is they're never going to be completely equal. And it's kind of become to where the traditional family of like a mother and a father are more underrepresented than those who don't have a traditional family in a sense. So I don't know.
Okay. I thought it was interesting in that video that there was the man that said it was along the lines of getting married is like adoption. I just kind of had to take a step back and not freak out there, because he was so focused on marriage is like just gaining another family, which it is, but it's so much more getting new family, meaning in-laws. Okay. So is everyone okay if we go to question number 2?
This whole thing it's such a difficult thing to ever just feel like it's alone. You know, do we or that it's over and we can just set it rest? Is it going to change?
Mm-hmm.
I would say no. I'd say we have the Old Testament. We can look at that really clearly, and I have nothing but complete admiration for those young voices, like that guy, this Ryan Anderson, who wrote that book. His voice, and to stand up against Suze Orman and Pierce, whatever that British guy, I like, oh my gosh, how, you know, those are some strong people standing up and putting their neck out like that. And you know, I taught seminary. This is my first year not teaching seminary here in San Diego for the last 7 years, and it's when we talk about it in seminary class, those kids feel such a pressure to follow along, because it's labeled as intolerance, and what a horrible label to feel that, you know, is pinned on your back. But and that's just not fair. That's not right.
Okay. We're moving to number 2 to continue. So that question asks, what does the new normal mean to you, and how new is it when considering the history of paper? And I don't know, I guess I'll just give my answer right now. But when I went to answer this question and think about it, it made me realize how important it is for children at a young age to realize the importance of having a mom and a dad, and really fulfilling the family of proclamation. That you can love those around you, but sometimes we don't love the things they do. And to be able to articulate that to children at a young age, I think is important. And so that's going to be something new that I'm going to have to do, because my parents, that wasn't the problem when I was a kid. well, as big as a problem as it is now and will be when I have my own kids.
I kind of feel like the new normal has become kind of like anything goes. Whatever family you want to create, whatever type of family is fine, and it's kind of like Sarah was starting to say, like it's just accepted because I feel like a lot of people just don't want to speak out because they don't want to offend other people, and so I feel like that new normal is slowly transitioned. Because I feel like Satan is just trying extra hard right now because he knows that it's the what's the word with the gospel is just the work is being quickened, and so he knows he just needs to try extra hard, and so he started out slowly and then now it's kind of just all in full force, and so it's just interesting to see how fast it's changed. In the grand prospect of things, it's changed pretty quickly.
Alexandra?
Uh, um, I mean, are you guys right? Then I don't personally, I mean, with like the new normal, of course I don't like it, but I mean, like what Shelbie said, that Satan, I feel that he really is trying harder now to break up families because it isn't, because he sees that not everyone's wanting to follow what we're taught anymore. And I was talking to my mom, school started, and she said that Satan is trying extra hard. No, it was in my religion class. That he's trying really hard, especially to tear down women, because they can create. And so the fact that now we're having like the same genders, it's a lot easier for him to tear the family apart.
My thought is exactly what Alexandra just said. He's trying to tear the family apart, and with these subsequent generations, there's going to be so little human connection and attachment and love. And when I listen to General Conference, you guys, these are prophets that see down the road and around the corner. I mean, it's not just down the road. And they're talking about having compassion all the time, aren't they? And I mean, that's to me what I'm hearing out of all the General Conference. And I just feel that we're going to have a lot of tough times and a lot of unhappy, angry people because they haven't had that home, they haven't had that nurturing.
Okay. So, I love what your comments were. I don't want to rush anyone. Everyone said what they wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So the next question that we want to address is, taken mankind thousands of years to finally step away from the archaic definition of the traditional family and not only accept but embrace new structures of family. And why do you think it is happening now? So I think it's happening now because of what Shelbie and Alexandra said, that everything's accepted and anything goes. And from history, we know that things were a lot more strict and you were quiet and hush-hush about same-sex attraction. But now that anything goes, people are coming out all the time. And that's why it's happening now, in my opinion. You all still there?
Question again?
Okay. It's basically, so it's taken mankind thousands of years to finally step away from the archaic definition of the traditional family, and not to just accept it, but to embrace the new structure of the family. Why is that, and why do you think that it's happening now?
I think honestly, I mean, I feel it has to do like more now with like temptation, basically. Because like he's gotten in the minds of people nowadays that are like, it's okay to not have traditional family. It's okay to have same ways. So I think it all comes back to just temptation.
I think we're getting to the end of civilization. We're having lower birth rates. They're below replenishment rate. We're gonna, it's gonna be pretty crazy in the end.
Yeah.
But on the upside, I don't know if you guys had the class yet. Are we all family majors, right?
I'm child development.
I'm child development too.
I'm a family major.
Awesome. Anyhow, so one thing that Madison and I had to see a year or so ago about the sub-replenishment rate with the low and decreasing childbirth is that it's just people of faith who are having babies. And so the good news is in just a few more years, it'll just be people of faith on the planet. So it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So hang in there.
True. My dad comes from and so that side of my family is way Catholic, and that is not a bad thing at all. But I think about how, as members of the church, we have this push for families, and that's a good thing, and it's great. Religion plays a big input in for families and for this issue, and that could be totally wrong. It's just me, but their Catholic church alone has seen less and less people show up, and so the thing that goes along with this is people don't necessarily care about religion as much anymore, and that might be another reason for the family that's not being supported, I guess. Just another thought. Okay. So the last question says, are there any other of your reactions or thoughts in regards to the videos or articles?
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I mean, what are our reactions? I'd be curious, kind of what you guys all felt like. What were your reactions to it? And I guess I'll just take my turn here. I know it. We've known this. This is not anything startling, but still, every once in a while, it comes to you, and you look out the window and you go, "Wow, it's getting worse again." And so there's there's that panic, but it kind of inspires me when I watch these young people that are just like your guys' age being able to have that voice and to stand up and stand against those people being videotaped nationally. And, you know, they're so bold. And I just like, well, at least I can support marriage in my way and let people know that we're a traditional family, and we honor having a man in the home. We honor having a woman in the home, and it's been a blessing for our kids.
All of them. So as I've read the material, not just the one for this specific assignment, made me my eyes been not as open as I thought they were. It's been really eye-opening to see like that sex education book, or to see those pictures and to read the articles that are out there. It's given me a real education and honestly made me want to put my testimony of the family out there and really exemplify what I believe is right and not be quiet, because I tend to be a more quiet person and I don't share what I have with others.
I'm exactly the same way. If I was going to say anything, I would have said exactly that. Yeah, I didn't realize how much of a bubble I was living in until I was reading a lot of this stuff. I mean, obviously I've been aware of it and everything, but your eyes just get completely open to everything that's out there, and a lot of the more vocal voices are the ones that are for it. And so, or at least to me, that's what I've always seen, is the voices that are for it are a lot more vocal. And so it just makes me want to, like Madison was saying, was be more vocal and actually put my voice out there. And because we are that generation that needs to do that, and because it will affect us and it will affect our kids and everything. So it's just important to be considering that.
Alexandra, what were your reactions?
I didn't really read the material, and now it just kicked me out, so now I can't read it. I think what you guys have said, if I had read the material, I probably would have reacted the exact same way. Just like my eyes were more range of stuff. And I will try better next time to read the material before.
That'd be great. I'd love to hear your insight. I think you would have a great perspective to offer. And I hope we get Hailee back next time. Madison, thank you for guiding our discussion.
Welcome. It wasn't that good, but you guys gave great discussion.
No, you did a great job.
You're great.
Did anyone take notes to be distilled? I have a few, but not many.
I have my own personal notes that I took.
Okay. Should we just, let's get the email group. We can just email them together. Let's see. Let's go back on the page. See what all we're supposed to be doing. So we're supposed to, I will post the link on this, and then just somebody, that page has a broken link. Yeah, just post it. I don't know what else. You guys good?
So
Is someone...
What's that?
So the manager was just supposed to say, summarize what we talked about. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Try to distill them down. So yeah, let's do that. We actually did. I think I can do number 3. Is the reaction is we need to be more vocal. That's pretty distilled.
Yes.
Going next one, 2, we talked about the new normal. Is that there's, well, I have a few notes that everything's being accepted, and we feel this pressure to go along with it so we don't offend people, and there's a label of intolerance, and Satan's working harder. How do you guys want to distill that one down?
I think that was fabulous because I agree with
all those
everything.
points. That's like 4
Yeah.
points. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then number 1, let's see, Madison mentioned something about, we're taught to love the sinner, and they still want and then Shelbie mentioned that gay families still want to have more rights. And, but I like Alexandra's comment about both genders are needed. So we can just keep those 3 too.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are awesome to work with. Okay, anything else? Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Well, appreciate that. Sounds good. And this is a time, should we just continue this time? 4:30, was it 4:30 Mountain?
Yeah, I think that was good.
Okay. Hey, I'm sorry about that second invitation stuff. So you know that there's this little toolbar that disappears, but when you wiggle your little cursor, it shows up, and then you can invite people.
All right.
Just
Thank you.
for next time, whoever's going to do the organizing. I set it on Go Live stuff and set an event. And I'm sure you guys are so much smarter. You have to be so much smarter than I am. So figure out a way to invite us earlier, because that slowed us down about 20 minutes. And I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right, guys. Nice to meet you.
You too.
You too.
See you next time.
See you next week. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.